Hey there, Dani K coming to you from Dani K Gym and Wellness. Today I'm going to give you a tip about bicep curls. There's a lot of people, especially guys in the gym, that do one particular lift. They do it several different ways, but it's still one particular lift. They'll have the bar, and basically it's a palms up curl is what I call it, where you're coming up like this. Let me get another weight. So they're doing a palms up curl, and that's pretty much just basically your palms up. So you're either doing they're either doing dumbbells, they're putting a bar, and they're curling, and then they're going over to the preacher curl bench, and then they're curling with their arm on the bench. It's still basically a palms up curl, and basically a palms up curl is getting the short head, the inside of your bicep. So if you can see the striation, there's the center line. So this is the long head, and that's the short head. See how long from there to there that one is, and the short head is from here to there. So there's different ways that you have to work your bicep to actually make it a more rounded and well-rounded bicep. So you need to do your palms up curls to get your short head, okay? You also have to do hammer curls to get your long head. Hammer curl is what gets the outside of your bicep, the long head. You can also do a wide, where you take and put your elbows close to your sides, and your arms are, let me move the camera down, hold on, so that your arms are actually out to the side like this, and then you're lifting up. That is palms up. It's getting the short head, as well as it's on an incline, so it's actually getting the top peak of your bicep. I mean, not peak, I don't want to say that, but the top part of your bicep. There's another hammer curl-ish kind of, where you have your whole arm straight down and the weight is at my hip. So I'm curling it up. So it's almost like a pendulum. So it starts at my hip, goes to my other hip, goes to my chest, goes to my shoulder. Okay, so that's an actual hammer curl, bicep curl. So there's so many different ways. Again, I'm trying to move this camera down a little bit. I can't do it the way it's at right now, but my arm is straight down from my shoulder to my waist to my thigh. And then I bring it up as in a pendulum motion. Okay, so that's a hammer curl. It's working the outside, the long head of your bicep. So there's so many different ways. Oh, and another one, a lift and twist, to where you're starting in a hammer curl position, which, okay, this is aggravating me. The hammer curl position is just straight down like that, okay? Not like this, not like that, but like this, as if you were holding a hammer. So, and you do that straight up like this. So that's working the outside, the long head of your bicep. Again, I apologize for the camera going all over the place. So you have a palms up curl, which maybe I can actually do better if I show you in the mirror. So you have a palms up curl, you have a hammer curl, you have a start in the hammer curl, lift and twist, you have a wide bicep curl. So there's so many different ways to actually do your biceps. And what I would like for you guys to do is actually, and I apologize for all the different angles, but you have a palms up curl, a hammer curl, a lift and twist curl, and a wide curl. And you can incorporate those things and do them differently with a bar. Your palms up you can do with a bar. Obviously wide you can't do with a bar, and hammer curl unless you have a specific bar. You know, you can do on the cables, you know, take the rope, put the cable thing down at the bottom and use, you know, do that as a hammer curl. So there's different angles and different ways that you can do bicep curls, and different, you know, different ways to lift and twist. You can incline your bench, and you know, like on a 45 and lean back and do a lift and twist, or any kind, wide, and that actually gets the different parts of your bicep. So when you do a hammer curl, you're working the long head. When you're doing a palms up curl, you're working the short head. So depending on the angle, are you going wide and coming up? That's going to hit the top part. If you're doing, maybe you put your elbows against the wall and do a more concentrated bicep curl, which actually then, if your elbows are against the wall and you're doing a bicep curl, you can't lift it all the way up because you have to keep your elbows attached to the wall. So by keeping your elbows attached to the wall, that's working the bottom portion of your bicep. So there's so many different angles and so many different ways that you can work your bicep to get it so more well-rounded than just one angle. So if you're constantly doing palms up curls, palms up with the dumbbell, palms up with the bar, palms up on a preacher curl, you know, stop doing all those different angles, all the same angle, and change it up and do different angles. Do a hammer curl, do a pendulum hammer curl, you know, do an incline lift and twist. Do a lift and twist, period. You know, lift and twist actually starts with the hammer, the long head, and finishes, you know, concentrating on the short head. Get your bicep more well-rounded, men and women. Women tend to not know, and men tend to just stay with something that they think is working. And actually for men, do this. Hammer curls actually are what puts the peak on your bicep. If you didn't know that, working the long head of your bicep actually puts the peak. So what I want you to do is do this. So you make a bicep, and then you find where the peak is, where the largest part of your bicep is, right there. And then you put your arm down, and where is it at? Miraculously, it's on the outside of your bicep. So what's that tell you? Hammer curl. Hammer curls, working the long head of your bicep, is actually what puts the peak on your bicep, which actually makes the bicep appear bigger. So if you're constantly working just the short head and constantly doing just palms up curls, if you change it up and do a lot more hammer curl exercises, your bicep's gonna be and appear bigger. My tip for you men, come on now, bring it. Share my YouTube video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share this information. This is good stuff. Thank you. Thank you for all the people that have subscribed. Thank you for all my viewers that I do have. I appreciate the love and support. And leave your comments and let me know how this is helping you, how any of my other videos are helping you. Stay in tune, stay informed, stay motivated. Bye.